the freak? Okay, so I had to turn off the music because I know, like, it'll do that whole, like, oh, you've been paused because of, it's always something. But, no, so I did get, like, caught up in, like, I wanted to clean up a little bit, like, in the kitchen, just a little. And I got a little caught up. I was like, wait a second. I was like, you're going a little overboard. I was like, we were just supposed to wash dishes. You know, that was just it. It was just the dishes. Like, but then I was like, noticing, I was like, wiping the counters and everything. I was like, wait a second. I was like, whoa, hold up. I was like, you're doing too much, Tosh. You're doing too much. But then part of me was like, well, you're already doing it. So, and I was like, no. You're doing the mostest. Doing the mostest. And what the freak? What? So I was gonna do a reading, even if you let me turn these on so I can see. Let me grab my brains. I just threw. I was like, fuck this shit, get shot. Ba-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I said, do you? Oh, that's not. That is not. It's a song by Modern Talking. It's called "Do You Wanna." This part is like, what do you want? It's like, I forgot. I just said it, and how I already forget it. Because it's like, do you wanna take me tonight? Do you wanna make it alright? I said, you can take what you need. And like, when I said that, because you know it goes higher, because I just thought that was funny. Like, I don't know if I should explain it. But yes, I thought that shit was because I have all the cards out except for gems. Like, I pulled out gems, but then I was like, wait, hold up, I'm not feeling gems yet. I was like, it's not a gem kind of day. Okay, but I do want to get at least some water or something real quick. Because I'm already parched. Then a motherfucker. Girl, oh yeah, I forgot about that when I was charging that. But y'all look at my ass. Don't close your eyes. Oh, this one's charged as fuck. Oh, my phone's actually charged for once. Yay! See what happens when you start implementing those little patterns. Like it's good. Like it's 87%, which is 15, but it also equals 6. But anyways. Trying to put my hair up so it's not in the way. Cause my hair be like that. To be like, oh, ha, midway curl and I'm in your mouth, bitch. And I'm like, ah. It's like, no. I'm trying to keep it to peace. Try to keep it to peace. Oh, it is hot. Like I was like sending some energy, but just whew. Anyways. Should we, what did I grab it? Did I grab gems? Are we supposed to do gems? Or was my intuition? Are we supposed to do gems today? Because, like, then why would you ask? I don't know. I gotta stop doing that. And I feel like that maybe other people do that too. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, you know what? Meep. Just meep. Meepin', bone sleeping. But here you go. Let me put this, because I gotta get it now. And then every time I say, why would you ask? It's like, spirit. Then why would you ask? I don't know. Okay. What the? Anyways. Okay. Sorry, that was just like, it must have been a cat or something. Like, so, let's say a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you as a sinner. I understand everything that seemed to be training previously during the winters to train for these moments. I understand that without control, all flows. Thank you for giving me the things that I need, even if I don't get the things that I want. I need your clarity more than ever, God. And I know I'm one to ask. But I know you love me. So I ask for your truth and divinity today. And may the blood of Jesus spread all over this area, just for this moment of the reading. May all be holy in this area. I banish all things that don't best serve me right now. You don't belong here. Amen. Alright, let's see what we have for today. It's literally in your research. Let me put some more direction. Yeah, thought I had, but I can't say it because it's like rated M for mature. We're not trying to do that. But I just cannot. Alright. God, what do we need to see today? Oh. We have bring love into the situation. New moon and Aquarius. Oh shit. We have the energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Oh, I can look it up now. I was like, honestly, ew, girl. I was like, I don't know what the moon cycle. Is it waxing crescent? Okay, yes. Energy's gaining momentum. So if people think they have their diabolicalness and stopping some plans, it ain't happening. Bitch. Anyways. I like the purple so far. Like, alright. We have you're very close to achieving your goal. Give us some more. Or give it, I don't fucking know. Honestly, I should look these things up. But I'm not. Because to me, it really isn't that much of importance. Now, unless you're all into like the whole knowledge aspect of it. You know, be passionate, go for that shit, hell yeah. But remember, what you strongly believe in, other people can also strongly believe in what they believe. Because if they can't believe in what they believe, then you're not allowed to believe in what you believe, because you treat others how you want to be treated. You get it? You controlling bastards. Anyway, spirits, behave, okay? Okay. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches full moon in Capricorn. And what I'm getting off of that, because Capricorns, I'm telling you, they're the workaholic of the signs. Even if everybody else has the energy, the fire, the momentum. Capricorns will, like, if they broke up with somebody, they go to work. You know, if they're bored, they go to work. If they feel like they're not enough, they go to work. You know, if someone's bothering them, they'll go to work. If they feel like they had too many days off, they'll go to work. If they're stressing, they'll go to work. They drop their oatmeal on the floor, they go to work. I'm telling you, like, they do too much sometimes, you know. Anyways, we'll do one more. Oh. That's like a, what would that be, like a congratulatory song in a way? And it says show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. So you got double full moon energy. So by this full moon, better set some intentions, okay? As long as they good, it'll be good. If they bad, well, they might just die. It all just depends. But the bottom says it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Man, I've been ready to take action. I've been like, motherfucker. Like, I understand why this happened. And I am, yup. Mindset was the gears. They shifted. And I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, yes. Me, It's just being real with yourself. And that's really it. Show the world the real you. It's not even about showing the world the real you. It's really you being real to yourself. And that's what the world will see. Don't be a fake ass bitch. You ain't liking it. It's like, oh, okay. Strong opinions. I see. You need validation. Yes. Anyways, what do we have to clarify this romance? Angels, what about bringing love? Okay. You deserve love. Yeah. Okay. So with this, it's like you saying, well, you know what? Well, I don't know who this is for, but it's kind of like saying, you know what? I do deserve love. I do deserve to be happy, but not just because of, somebody else, but because I deserve to be happy, even if I didn't get that job, or even if something didn't go right. You know what? I'm going to make today a great day because I want it to be a great day. Yeah, death has recently happened, things have recently happened, endings have happened, broken structures happen, everything. But you know what? Fuck that. Because you know why? Today's my fucking day. And nothing's gonna stop me. Because hold on, I'm coming through. But just yes. And you deserve that. Everybody deserves that feeling. Even when things are going to shit, the only thing you can really do is not let it take power over you. Because once you let it take power over you, guess what? Now you're the one on your hands and needs to do to whatever the situation is. Are you a little bitch? But anyways, we have the energies gaining momentum with past life relationship. You've known each other before, yeah. So it could be like a previous person, or it could be someone that you've had literally a past life connection with. But it can also be just like, the energy's getting momentum. It's really kind of just like pushing forward. I'm not saying like, yes, there are things that you have to cut off that don't best serve you in order to move forward, because you have to think about it. You're like in a race, and every time you keep things that aren't good for you, it's like this invisible rubber band that just then loops around you, and the beginning of it is at the starting line. And the more you keep, not being yourself, not being real to yourself, not saying how you really feel, it's more and more little rubber bands around your waist that essentially, it's going to be so heavy you can't push anymore through the resistance that you're going to snap back and fall flat on your fucking back. But that's why you can't fight these things, Because again, even when you do fight these things, it's just more bands and more bands and more bands, and then boom! You can't run anymore. That's why intentions, doing the right things, action, blah, 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 taking care of yourself and all these other jazz, they really do add up to each other. They're like the pieces of the pie to make one whole. And the more you fill yourself up, fill up that tank of yours with some love, with the bring love into the situation, that energy does keep going. Just like how they say, love makes you do crazy things. It fuels the energy as well. But again, even if it's not, because I don't think it's a previous person, but it could be. But it's just, take it how it resonates. Some people, you are dealing with someone past. Someone, you're dealing with someone who feels familiar. But if you don't, because bring love into the situations first, if you don't bring that within yourself, you're not going to feel like you deserve this thing. And even when the energy is, gaining momentum, it honestly wouldn't matter if you don't do anything about it. Sorry. I was just like, sometimes I think about what I say and I kind of like picture how people would think it sometimes, because I'm like, I don't want to give people delusional thoughts to do things. You know, if it's Delulu, it is not the Salulu, okay? Okay, y'all. June should be the most really. Oh, damn! I just realized what month it is, but it doesn't matter because June needs to be the realest month. No more Delulu is the Salulu. Just for the month of June, y'all. We gotta be practical. You want shit get done, we gotta be practical. No more Delulu is the Salulu. All right. There we go. You're very close to achieving your goal. We have trust. Okay, so you have trust issues, and that's fine. The situation is calling for you to have faith. You don't trust the situation, and that's honestly what's going to pour your beliefs. It's like, you know, it's like you have a seed. You plant it, well, you germinize it, and then you plant it and everything else. And, you know, it's already, you know, has its little sapling, it's sprouting, and it's going, it's getting its sun, you're putting the right amount of water, you make sure, you know, it's getting all that it motherfucking needs. And then, of course, it starts poking out in the ground, and, you know, it's going, and it's going, you're like, yeah, little plant, motherfucker, go! And then, like, it, like, plateaus for a second. And it's like, did I overwater it? Is it not getting enough sunlight? Ah, shit. Did something happen? Was there an animal? And it's like, I was like, you know, it's that overthought. Even though there's nothing fucking wrong with it. You just gotta give it some time and let that shit continue to grow. Because then if you overdo it and you overwater the plant, you're going to kill it. If it's, you know, if you think it's not getting enough sunlight and you put it in another position that you think is better, but it actually ends up being worse. Again, it's the overthought. Which I guess is self-sabotage, but like, I can understand clearly on that. Y'all know me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my OG stalkers know. And then I'm talking about those ones that have been in the city for like years now. But like, y'all know. Like, yeah, we know, bitch. Sometimes you just, Anyways, let's keep going. Tough cycle approaches. What's up with that? Okay, we have two. So we have, the first one came out was let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally, which is crazy because I was, you know, it's like you got, just let it chill. Let us know it's fine, and it's gonna continue to grow. If you overwater it, you're gonna kill it. If you don't give it enough sunlight, it's gonna die. It's gonna wilt faster, or it's not gonna bud or anything. And behind that is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Ooh, so it's like it's someone. I guess it's not a past person. Because it would, it wouldn't say new love because it's not new love. You've already had that love. It's someone you never dated. Or someone you probably don't even know. For some people, because I know a lot of people listen, which is, I think about that never. But even with this tough cycle approaching, remember, it's just, you gotta think of it, You gotta think of it like just Mario Kart. Everybody should know what the fuck Mario Kart is, alright? you're driving, you know, and then you have to do your laps, and you know, you're throwing your shells, you're getting the stars, crashing some lightnings, throwing some blue shells, dodging blue shells, which is possible if you're good enough. You can actually avoid, or there's a certain trick where if you, actually I shouldn't tell them, but like there's a certain trick where you can actually cut off 1 second instead of getting hit by the blue shell. Actually, I shouldn't tell him. But like, but just anyways, there's multiple ways. But the point is just when you're going through those laps, yes, you see the same course over again, right? You're like, all right, I already know where I'm gonna go, blah 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 blah, you know, all this jazz. And you know those moments, because like, you know, the items also like, they're randomized to the point where like if you're in first, you get all the dumb shitty fucking items, and then you get the rare chance of getting something good. And then when you're in last place, you get all the good ones, you get all the lightnings, you get all the stars, you get like, depending on which one you're playing, you know. There's the one where you have like the infinity side where it has every fucking thing. You're like throwing bombs. You know, you have to understand, just like Mario Kart, you're not the only one on this race. But don't let that distract you as well. Because when you think, you know, someone's ahead of you, you have to try harder. No. You gotta let go of that. When you know you're good, like me, every time I play Toad and people like play like Donkey Kong and Bowser and all that jazz, they're like, I wanna win because I'm gonna like, if I run into you, you're gonna like, oh. I was like, fuck yo shit. I'm little and swift. Fuck you. And then I do win. That's the point. But just, you gotta let go of, it's not really going with the flow. I don't want to say that, because it really isn't about going with the flow. This is about taking action, and that's not going with the flow. Every time I say it's time to take action, it means you're being lazy or you're not doing enough. And hold on, that's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. Some people are in situations that are not in their control. So they have to, you know, let go and just, you know, when the time is right, the time is right. Like, even I had to let go of control issues. Like, I knew I couldn't work until the car was fixed. I'm not going to sit there and fucking be angry. Like, oh, I can't fucking work. No. I'm going to have a good-ass fucking day. And when it gets fixed, it gets fixed. Most people are so prone to staying negative. And it's disgusting. And the more you can't let go of these control issues because things ain't going your way, you ain't going to get anything better. Because the energy you're in is bad. So pay attention to your own red flags. And last one, show the world the really... Okay, we have... Yeah. That's embarrassing. Sorry. That's not... Spirit. That's... Oh, that's swinging at you. Anyways, sorry, I just like, they know the emotions I be going through. Because what I heard was like, it's like, there's this card in the Letters to Twin Flame. It's about like, you know, are you ready to, you know, show your love? Are you ready? Are you brave enough to shout it to the rooftops? You know, and I just think of like those cheesy romantic films where they like, you know, how they run to this like the rooftop of a building and they like look down at their lover and like, I love you. Like, you know, got just bullshit. Because, you know, it is saying show the world the real you and calling in your soulmate. Oh, okay. I was like, I got this situation that happened in the past, which I don't care about throwing myself under the bus or anybody else. But anyways, cause like there was like a hold on, cause it's like it was like someone, I don't know whose energy this is. It was someone who was trying to manifest somebody, but it was for the wrong, and maybe in their eyes it was for the right reason, but it was for the wrong reason in God's eyes. And they didn't get the soulmate they were calling into. And that should be a reflection to show who you really are and why you can't get what you manifest. Because again, intentions are everything. A lot of people there's so much to that, and I was like, we don't have that kind of time right now because we're only on the second deck. But in the situation, that person who was trying to call me in, you know, because they quote unquote had feelings for me, was also the one who was going around the community saying, oh, well, she's trash and she's just a prostitute and she just smokes and she just drinks and she just carries away and she's always flirting with men and she's always this and this, you know. He wasn't showing anyone else how he really felt, that he liked me, but to, you know, to the world, he hated me, he despised me, he didn't give a shit. He didn't say anything. He didn't stand up for me. He didn't do nothing. So of course he didn't get me, no matter how he secretly liked me or secretly whatever. God's like, nah, fuck your shit. You shown everyone your mask, your not true face. So that's what you get. It's not that that person is those things you say, but that's the reason why you don't get this person. And then, you know, that person's like, well, maybe if I stop doing that to maybe their friends and just, you know, maybe their siblings or whatever, that it would be okay. No. The fact that their lesson was to stand up for me to everybody. They couldn't do that because they were ashamed of the lie that they built, constructed, and confined me in. That's why I don't want them. I know I deserve more. I don't deserve shit. Nor scraps. And the bottom is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Yeah. Finding that Zen place. Growing up, my Zen place was the bathroom. It was the only time that I could just feel alone. Without anyone in my fucking bubble. Not a damn thing. No one could come in because I'm in the bathroom. Then once I was going to the bathroom too often, they thought, you know, I was peeing too much. So then they had me stop drinking as much water, and then I was always dehydrated. Because I just wanted to not be in front of everybody. Because I spent too much time in my room because I didn't want to be around anybody growing up. At one point I did, until everything else, pretty much the full-on neglect settled. And I learned to be okay alone. Not because I had to, and not because I wanted to, but because it was what was best for me. Because even now, because I know things, because I can see when people lie, and then spirit just kind of like informs me like what really happened. And I'm like, oh, but it only really happens when it's being mentioned, because their spirit guides and everything else like comes to the table as well. And they have to exchange it with my spirit guides, because, you know, they'll see my side versus their side, and my side will swallow them completely if I really need it to. Which is why a lot of people who try to send demons my way are like, maybe not. And especially when you have an energy that's being protective, maybe not in the best of ways. No, it's a good way, but it's not maybe with the best intention. They think protecting me would give them a redeeming chance of being out of, just to be back in good graces, or even neutral. But again, I don't like people who are like that. No matter how strong they think they are, I don't care if they manipulated millions of people before. I don't give a shit that part of their scripture is based on me. Because you know what, bitch? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have that book. No, it doesn't matter that it was from years ago. I understand who I am. So in a way, without me, there really wouldn't have been much for you to talk about. And I know you listening, or at least you'll be informed. And that's why you gotta be careful with the spirits you talk to. Alright. You deserve love, bring love to the situation. Angels, what you got for that? What you got for the love, the double love, deserve? Recovery, ooh yeah, it's you. You need to recover. You need to give yourself that love, you know. If you've been telling yourself, no, I don't get the cupcake, get the cupcake, maybe, you know, once in a while, not all the time. And don't be eating 12 cupcakes now. Like, well, she said not 12, so I can have 3. No, just get 1, maybe 2. But, you know, you know. Just, yes, because again, excess is not love to yourself, which sometimes I gotta understand that too. Yes. Past life relationship and energy is gaining momentum. What you got, angels? Improving health, I'm telling you. With the energy gaining momentum, as long as you keep the thing swinging the right way, hey, it's all meant to go exactly how it's supposed to go, especially with the familiar energy. You were meant to go down this path. You were meant to experience those things, because had you not, you still would have experienced the same things, just differently. And they could have been bad. They could have been worse. You know, some things could have been better. But you have to understand, within these things, there are lessons. I even had moments where I hated it. But like, I ain't saying their dumbass name, but there was a moment where I was like, well, I don't understand why Mochinsky would do some stupid, dumb shit like that unless he was really insecure with himself. only to find that situation get shifted into my timeline. So then I was put in like not the same situation, but like a similar kind of feeling of experience situation, to where I like not like sympathized, but I could relate. I could understand why, you know, they did the things that they did, the kind of mindset that they were going through, because I do go through that. If I ever say, you know, to God, like, why would they do that? God will show me. Literally, it sucks sometimes because not everything's great. That's why they say, be careful with what you ask for. Be careful with what you say. Because then I was, you know, put in positions, they probably weren't as like superfluous. Like if I like, you know, if they lost like, just say like $1 million, mine would be something significant, not as significant. It'd be like 10 grand. Like to me that's significant, but for them maybe not. But it's that's not the importance. The importance is the mental aspect of it. Just like when I tell people, other people take things differently. Just like two people can experience someone that they know, familiar, mutually, that died. One could be sad and one could be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is normal. But the only way to really improve from the situation is, again, by letting go. You have to understand that even through all the things that happen that you didn't want to happen, or the complications, or whatever the fuck, things are meant to happen the way exactly that they are. And sometimes I got mad by a certain situation and why it even happened to begin with. But I realized if it wasn't for that, in a way, again, yeah, their shit wouldn't have been written. I wouldn't have discovered more of who I am. It was kind of like, to me, it made me think of when Ocarina of Time with Legend of Zelda, where you do the Spirit Temple, and you know, you go there as adult Link, but then you have to go back as child Link, and then go back as adult Link. You know, I was like, oh shit. Because again, it was like, you know, touching from the past, you know, from today, like currently, and you know, having effect on people then and inspiring them. That's just who I am. That's not how everybody is. But again, I'm one and none. But because of that, it helped learn more of who I am and everything else. Which is why, you know, they were so easily able to manipulate me, because they knew more of myself than I was already awakened to be, and tried to use it to their advantage. But I was, you know, caught onto it, luckily, in the nick of time. I'm just saying, what's up with trust? And you're very close to achieving your goal. Trust. We have abundance. I'm telling you, it's like that. I just saw that one song by Abel Hart. He's like, I'm a magnet. I attract it. I receive and I deserve life's magic. Hey, you gotta trust that shit's coming to you. Because if you don't think it ain't coming, it ain't coming. I know it's coming. I know even through my downfall, shit is gonna go right. Even though I lost my job, I'm gonna get a fucking better one. You know what? You know, like, the car might be broke down, but you know, it's gonna get my little fixed. You know, just, it can be something small. You know, dishes might be piling up, but I'm gonna clean them motherfucking today. You know, well, it really wasn't piling, but I don't know, I was having an OCD moment. Like, that's what I told myself. I was like, stop it. Like, you're doing too much. I was like, girl, you gotta let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. I was like, just let it go. Anyways, Yeah, you gotta trust the shit's happening. Because you don't think it ain't happening, it ain't happening. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Well, guess what? You probably ain't gonna get it, and God's gonna manifest some way for it to get like, beep, 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 beep. Oh, you don't get it now. Let's say you gotta be careful with your thoughts. The thought police all there, and God sees everything you do, even if you hide in the closet, in the darkest of dark places, even underground and everything else. He sees you. God is in every atom. So of course, no matter what you do, He there. Even if you in spirit, He there. He said, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. Damn, I think someone's trying to hide from God, and that's kind of weird, because if I find you, I smite you. Who runs from God? Don't be afraid. Anyways, new love. Let go of control issues, end of a tough cycle. And guess what? The situation will improve. Egg. I'm telling you. It's not about positive thinking. Everyone's always like, yeah, you gotta fake it. Damn it. Sometimes you do. You really do. I'm not saying do that all the time, because that's not showing the world the real you. But, hey. Some people, you know, those morning people like me, are like, are you ready to start your day? You be like, no. Even though you're not. But hey, just if you make it sound hype, it might be alright. But don't hype up everything. Don't hype up violence. I'm not condoning or endorsing that. Like, y'all be twisting up all the words to be doing your dumbasseries. So don't do that. So our last one. What's going on? Okay. We got, oh Lord. Sorry. Okay, girl, you gotta calm down, alright? Back in the energy. Alright, so calling in soulmate and show the world the real you. Calling in your soulmate and showing the world. What do you got, angels? We have romance. I'm telling you, and it's about bringing that love. Romantic, and it says don't stop. About to the first, don't stop. Don't stop taking. I guess for me, I was too quick, but it's just yes. It just yes. Let's see what the cosmic fam's got to say. Oh, stop. But celebration did fall out. Celebrate good times. Let's celebrate. Intuition. One more. What do we have? We have we have two. Okay. Hey, it's strength and celebration. 3, 6, 9. Damn, you fine. We got 36 and 18. Which is 3, 6, 9, and it's all a bunch of blue energy. Got a bunch of blues and purples. And the bottom is believe, number 4. Sorry. To the window. To the wall. To the wall. Anyways, I split the deck on twin flames. All right, heart cards. What you? Oh, what you got? I caught it though. Oh, trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Yes, I know there's times where I'm like, I don't like the fact that I'm still here, but I have to accept it. Or that energy stays stuck, and I'll be stuck in energies of not always never getting anywhere. Like I said, people gotta switch it up. I try telling people I switch it up, but people don't switch it up, and that's what creates the blocks. Just think, every negative whatever creates another hurdle, and you're like, I didn't mean to do it. Well, that's not the point. The point is to let go and love yourself. It's not really letting go and let God, which, yes, you are supposed to do that, but it's because you love yourself, because you can be cool being alone, rolling around, doing your own dumb shit, you know, going out, you know, doing whatever you want, coming back home dirty and laying on the ground, say, I don't give a fuck, ain't nobody gonna judge me anyways, make brownies at, 4 in the morning, You know what? Brownies sound really good. But anyways, it says, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment, so be nice to me. That's not what it says. It doesn't say, so be nice to me. But that's what I heard. It says, your love fills me with light. I love you. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do this. One more. Emotions are a natural, necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Yeah. Negativity. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in the being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Yeah, it's just like people who say, I don't want you to go, because they don't want you to go, because they could amend it on you, but you still have to go, but you feel guilty and you don't want to go. No, you still go. It doesn't matter if you feel guilty. Fuck that shit. You will do what's best for you, bitch. Do what's best for you. Don't be a stupid bitch. You're not a stupid bitch. No, you're not. But you're acting like one by not being yourself. You want to be passionate and courageous? The only way to be passionate and courageous is by being well passionate and courageous, Okay. Just most people lack the balls to do anything, because their balls are stuck in their mouth. But anyways, let me not, because then I'll have like people trying to come up here trying to have a conversation. I'll be like, no. Wisdom of Shadows. What do we have? Okay, we have a connection. And what else? One more. Just one. One. Please. Can we just do one more? Please. Just. Uno más. Oh. Why? Oh. This 3 is sensuality, letting go, and doubt. And connection. And the bottom is wisdom. Alright. We have 35, but it's inverted. We have 28, also inverted. And we have 29 upright and 26 inverted. So a lot of 20 numbers. So we have 7, 8, 11, and another 8. 27, 15, 87, 15, which is 6. With the bottom is 5 inverted. So bitch. Like, no, my butt cheek. Anyways. With the wisdom of shadows, it's just like, it's like doubting a connection, but letting go of that doubt. The sensuality, I don't understand that part, but like maybe it's like the intimacy of it. So sometimes the strongest people in the morning are the people who cried all night. Because souls that belong to each other will always find their way back together forever. What else? Your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. Yes. And it's funny how I place these. Fall in love when you're ready, not when you're lonely. Yes, if you're like, I just don't want to be alone, God's not going to give you what you want. He's going to be like, you didn't learn. And if you're like, God, why is this unfair life bestowed upon me? And he's like, your life is unfair now, 'cause you say it be. You can't have eternity. Anyways, just, I don't know who that was for. But yeah, some of y'all don't deserve immortality. And I know whose fucking mouth that was, but I ain't gonna say their face. But they're like, I don't want to be immortal. No one wants you to be immortal either. No one wants you to live that long, so really, just shut up. Einstein wellness, what do we have? What's going on? We have girl with the snake, or it could be a man too. Because, you know, men got their feminine qualities just as women got their masculine qualities. So we both got both gender qualities within us. It's just people confuse you, and that's why people start swapping genders. Because no one was ever taught how to be a fucking human. Anyways, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable and boundaries. Yeah, you need to start putting better boundaries with people. Can't let them always walk all over you, or God's still not gonna let you have whatever the fuck you want, because you can't learn how to stand up for your fucking self. It's like, you're a fucking adult, or are you not? The fuck? Yeah, that's true. The hickey pop. Yeah, mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslight. No more delulu is the salulu. Be real. It's not that fucking hard. It really isn't. You think I get any progress in life by, you know, lying? No. And some are like, well, you used to lie and say you were leaving in so many days, and then you leave in like tomorrow. And I'm like, well, that's because people gang stalk me and they want, you know, to sabotage every freaking moment that I have, which is why I can't, you know, update everything I fucking do. I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. No, there's even people to the point where like they're waiting for me to, whenever I like make any sort of noise, you know, like, is she exchanging energy? Because we're gonna hop on and tap into her energy and try to steal it from that. So then that just pushes me to like always having to, you know, push that away whenever, you know, that like feeling comes sometimes. And Because, you know, it's me and my person, you know, it's bound to happen. But, like, you know, the fact that I know that people, you know, are waiting to just harnessed when it happens, it's weird. And it just feels weird. It just makes me feel weird. I won't say dirty, but it just makes me feel like, it's not right. So it's not that I'm, like, trying to ever, like, it's not like I'm, like, entertaining anyone else. It's not like I'm ever, like, and I feel like a lot of people go through the same situations where, you know, one person is going through a situation, they don't know what's going on. Sometimes there are a lot of things that I can't say. And I know a lot of other people, you know, have a lot of disclosures and everything else, and they can't say a lot themselves. But again, it's letting go of the control issues and trusting about these situations. But I love all the times I have with my person during those moments. I know it's not just about those moments, but when they do happen, it's the best. Anyways, we have coffee cup, meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. And then we have self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation, the sword and the rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power, and seduction, affirmation, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Boom. And then we have the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change mind. So that's a bunch of, well, to me, that seemed like a bunch of good cards. Like, besides the girl with the snake, but, like, you know, it seemed pretty good. You just gotta, you know, say how you really feel, say how it really is, you know, can't be wearing masks. But I get some people's, you know, conversations are pretty difficult. Some of them can be challenging. Sometimes it's hard to communicate. Just say, like, you're with someone who's in the army, you know, and you can only write letters, you know, and that's it. Like, you gotta trust that, you know, things are, you know, okay. They're all right, you know, because if you think, you know, the worst is gonna happen to them, you just might manifest it, and you don't want that. No, you don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Like, jeez. But sometimes I do begin mad when I know it's like people just, that's why, like, I really have the time finds when I'm alone, you know, in order to do those kind of things. But other than that, it's just energy. It's literally, it's like Resident Evil 4 Village. But just like energy vampires. It's like, who's not one in these parts? Anyways. Just trust me. My baby feels great. Too good. We have home. Yeah, that's my home. That's my baby. It's time to renovate or change something in your home environment or move home. Anyways, let's see what we got. Trust. That's triple trust. I'm telling you. Wow. Trust. Where was it? There's that one. But it's like, where was it? Oh, it's right there. The heart. Yes. Trust. I'm telling you. And then we have recharge. Please slow down. It's not selfish to take time out to look after yourself. Like those moments like, oh, should I take a shower? Yes, that's the moment where you get the fuck up and go take a shower. Don't say, oh, you know what, 5 more minutes. No, once you say, should I get to do it? Should I do laundry? To do it right now. Because you said it, do it. Should I take out the trash? Do it. Should I wash the dishes? Just do it. Don't say should, just do it. This is your sign. Yeah, it says signs. Your past loved ones are never far from you. Notice the signs they send you. But I feel like this is just that sign. Again, if you want that fucking cupcake, eat the fucking cupcake, motherfucker. Positive. Enjoy the positive times. Smile. Know that everything is going well. Cupcake. I would rather prefer brownie. I'll go craving chocolate for you. Like, what's going on? I was like, what? Chocolate? This is chocolate. It's not normal. But anyways, we have celebrate. The time is right to shout out loud. Don't hesitate to jump around. We have play. Step outside and feel the sun. Breathe the air. Play. Have some fun. And friends, all the love your light extends is reflection shown in chosen friends. And we have animal healing. Yeah, with the kitties here, I'll be like, oh, cool. Little griffles. Look at this, so cute. And the Smokies. Yeah, it's the 3 kitties that are here. No matter the creature, earth, sky, or sea, animals show us how true love can be. Yeah. Except Cougars. Never lets me hold him for too long. He's just like, let me go. Ah. And then he cries. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, you're so dramatic. Yes. I mean, because one of them is Kuru, and then Griffin, and then Smokey. Because he's a great cat, you know. It's normal. Yes. What gems do we have? Let's do one. I'm not doing, nope. We're doing just one. We have, of course, it's the one I can't say, Malachite, and then Sodalite. Got Earth Energy. 22 and 26, which is 4 and 8. So I just heard love me 2 times, girl. Love me today. Dun, 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 dun. Love me 2 times. I'll go. Do 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 do. Okay. Let's quickly read these. Quick, let me grab the books. It's like, where's the bottom is 5. To each his own. Focus on your own issues. Don't give others or receive from them. Don't accept any commitments. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh shit, oh no. What does that mean? Like, okay, if I were to look at it myself, that would tell me when it says don't accept any commitments, or don't give to others or receive from them. That's a little harsh, but that's, to me, that's like saying, you know, don't give too much. You know, even though I was washing dishes, you know, everybody washes kind of what they've done, but I just wash everyone's dishes because I don't give a fuck. But again, sometimes I just do the most for no reason. That doesn't mean like give up my commitments that I'm on. It's just don't overcommit my time on useless things. Like, I notice how they keep trying to make me watch dumbass shows to waste my time, so then I can't watch my tarot videos, so then I can't do, you know, read on my news, so I miss out on things and all this other shit because I'm too, preoccupied watching a fucking TV? I don't think so. So again, focus on your own issues. It's not saying like, oh, I'm not gonna think about my person anymore. No, it's just like, I gotta, you know, focus on my shit. You know, so I can't focus on my person. Sometimes I just, maybe too much. But again, I know that's not my energy, so then I transmute that shit, because I'm like, that's not for me. That's them, and I have no responsibility over that. Anyways, 35. So we have skepticism, concern, defeatism, fear of failure, low self-confidence, and cowardliness. So the ability not to do something is what I'm feeling. 28. Liberation from negative influences, obstructions holding you back or about to disintegrate. The path is open for success. 29. This card signifies a great deal of movement. Expect changes in work, business, home, or relationships, traveling to a faraway place, a job that requires a lot of travel. This could be you or someone you're dealing with, someone who's a world traveler, a well-educated person, someone constantly on the move who experiences a great deal. The advice is changing locations will bring favorable results. Travel will be a step towards success. You should go on a trip to clear your mind, or seriously consider any opportunities that might require a change of location. Which, yes. 26. Recognizing a delusion, waking from a dream, returning to reality, a realistic point of view. You will soon discover what is reality versus imagination. Fear of a painful awakening. So yeah, it's just, again, Delulu's not the Solulu. It's just not. Sorry, they're back. The family. 4. We have, for a long time, you've cautiously walked, watching others shine and soar to heights that seemed unreachable for you. If you're drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to take that next step and join the birds that fly through the rainbow-filled skies. Take a chance. If you fail, you fail. If you make a mistake, then learn from it. Life has no guarantees. If you spend your time waiting for guarantees before taking the plunge, you just might be waiting around for a long time. Which I could see. Even when I made like impulsive decisions, like when I decided to just like go to New York. I didn't think about, you know, am I gonna have enough, because I knew I was gonna be able to make enough, you know, even if I didn't. Which I still did all my things that I need to do, and it was worth it. But again, it's just about taking those risks. But if you feel like, you know, you don't get anything out of the risks, then what's the point? You know? Life is not meant to be lived perfectly. That is not the lesson. It's about believing in yourself, following your heart, and living your truth. Have the courage to push through thoughts that hold you back for pursuing your passions and dreams. You have so much to share with the world. By not believing in yourself, you deny humanity the opportunity to raise its own light through your unique expression. And it's not being real to yourself, so you don't get anything real in life. We all are unique. So stop thinking that you have to compare against someone else. You're supposed to have a unique self-expression. So maybe it doesn't look like how everybody else expresses it. So what? At least you try. Stop thinking you're not amazing. Again, all the negativity delays the growth of your soul and the souls of others around you. Because remember, when you keep, if you're a person and all that negativity became like toxic sludge and it just stays on your skin. Once you go around others, you know, that touch, that conversation spreads that toxic sludge onto the next. And that's the negativity. Don't do that. You gotta cleanse that off. Cleanse it from your body. And when you make that choice, others will be inspired about how you were able to get through it. So you have to release those fears of being insecure, not finding any stability, lack of finances. If you think you're always going to be in lack, then you stay that way. Trust that your needs will be met. When you follow your heart with intentions to serve humanity, doors of abundance and prosperity naturally open. Celebration. Celebrate your achievements. Yeah, a lot of people don't celebrate their achievements because they don't think it's big. And some people think, you know, well, I don't have to celebrate about that. But the point is not celebration. But it's feeling good about the things you do. And of course, there's always going to be like, well, that only happened because of this. You know what? Who cares? Don't let them rain on your parade. That's confirmation. Oh no, I clicked it! Okay, it didn't. Okay, I was like, just because it didn't, would have paused. But yeah, it's good to celebrate your accomplishments. Even if you think it's small. It's a win for you. A win is a win. You are loved, even when you don't feel like you're appreciated. Intuition. When you pray with sincerity, it comes from the heart. But do you find that your prayers often go unheard? You know what's funny is because I actually wanted to do a video about people praying. Everybody can pray, though. Everybody knows how to pray. You just literally say, dear God. You know, it's like a letter. Yes. Well, with amens instead of like sincerely. You know, just like, yeah, whatever. But again, it's all about intentions. You know, God will hear and you vent and all that necessary jazz. But when you're like, God, I hope this explodes. It's not like God's going to just magically make it explode. You know, He's going to let you have your little vent session and all that. And then you feel better. And that's all it really is most of the time. When people talk to God, they feel better because they talked about it. Duh. Praying is literally talking. They're like, you don't always talk when you pray, yeah, but you're still talking in your mind. it's like an exercise. You know, once you get through it, you know, you get tired of it. But again, don't let the voice of ego fill your head with negative and destructive thoughts. Simply observe this loud voice and give that some gentle, loving compassion. Because again, it's not about killing the ego, but simply nurturing it. And that all starts with the right intentions. I'm just saying, but again, you gotta have, with strength, you gotta have the strength to do it, because it's not for the weak. Happiness is insanity. Insanity is not for the weak. This card comes to you to remind you of your inner strength and courage, which is funny because I was reading this quote from the Bible, and it said, it was something like, with more knowledge, it creates more, like, you know, creates more suffering. And people will always be like, well, I want to know more, I want to know more, and then they wonder why they get more and more depressed. And it's like, you wanted more, didn't you not? They're like, but I didn't know I'd feel this way about myself. It's like, oh, then you don't need to know. Bless your soul. But again, you're a lot stronger than you realize. And maybe a lot of people will probably say, you're not strong enough to do it. Oh, you're not capable. You're not adequate. You're not, you know what. You know what? Screw them. They don't know you. You got a big heart. But again, your prayers for strength have been heard. Release all fears that are blocking spiritual guidance. Breaking down walls will help you see, and signs communicated to you, especially when you come back to yourself. Even when times when I know things, you know, it's not like me, the signs will always sign. The downloads always download. It never really stops until I allow myself to take a break. But I also have 3 Capricorn placements. So Tasha don't always get a break. Even when she's taking a break, we're still on the news, doing something, writing notes, doing something. It just, yeah. Maybe I don't know what a break really is. Hell, even relationships, I don't even believe in taking breaks. I think breaks are stupid. But that could also just be a trauma response. I'm just like, if you're annoyed at me, say so. I'll be good. But again, you have to embrace situations to find your true strength. Because then you'll be put into situations that will show the reflections of pretty much where you're weak. And it's not about oh, you lack the strength to lift things up or to motivate people. No, it's really just the willpower that you have in yourself. Because really, without that, you wouldn't have the strength to do really much anyways. And that's why it's saying, switch that mentality up so you can continue that energy. Because when you're low and, crying and dying and all things, whining, your energy also gets depleted fast when you're in the love state and yeah, you're pepping your step, all that jazz. But when you start becoming codependent on things that requires other things, people or places that make you happy in order to be happy, you'll never be happy because the only thing you should be codependent on is really yourself. I'm not saying you have to be single forever and that's the best way. No, you can still love someone. But again, Until you love yourself fully, you can never really love someone else, because you can't even show yourself the love. So in reality, when that, it's not really just a saying, it's a reality. How you treat others is back to you. If you can't show yourself that love, other people can't show that love that you need back to you. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I always give love. I always do this. And it's like, but it's that. It's that right there. I always do this. I always do that. Okay, were you not grateful for doing it? Were you expecting something out of that? Because again, it's about intentions. You don't see things going correct? Check your intentions. It's not about your motivation, your energy. Because anyone can trick energy. You want a lesson on tricking energy? Okay, let me show you. There's a person who wants to distort to make people jealous, specifically my person, because they know I listen to tarot and I'll post some of these things. They try to stay in my energy by coming by, sending people, whatever, getting inside scoop from people, which is stupid. But what they do is that they build it up in their head that they're doing good and everything else, and they're like, well, I want to marry Tasha, and I want to be the one who does this. I want to have that demigod child. I want to have this. I wanted them, like, yeah. A reader will pull out like, yeah, this person wants to marry you, and they see full commitments, and they see this, and they think, they really want to be with you. But again, it's about intentions. Yeah, they want to be with me, but for the wrong reason. It was never about me, it was about them. But if you're codependent on needing someone else, you can't see that. Because you're so used to just needing or having something there. You're just like, fuck it, I'll just deal with it a little bit longer because, I just don't want to be alone. No. Because you don't learn anything. Low vibrations stay with low vibrations. People of high vibration might put in situations of low vibrations, but they never stay there for long. So we got 22. Soda line Capricorn. That's funny. Okay, so following a period of growth and transformation, we find ourselves at a crucial moment where our life is finally as we have imagined it. We live indulging our true nature is an idealistic way and according to our conscious. Each moment is intense and we are profoundly anchored to our present. So, this helps develop idealism and spirituality. What causes do we fight for? Do we experiment with our spiritual side on a daily basis? Are you saying your protections? Are you saying your prayers? Your daily affirmations? Your thanks? Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Adelia. Thank you, ancestors. And thank you, Yeehaw Squad. Woo-woo. And all my protectors on earth. Soda light helps in situations of stress and anxiety. So if you've been dealing with stress and anxiety, you gotta find a way. It reinforces a sense of identity and bestows optimism towards life and openness towards new situations. Yeah. It's just like, it's like being like your boss kind of like, you're fired. There's no good reason, but you're fired. And you're like, you know what? Someone else is going to want me, appreciate me better, and I'm going to get a better raise. So, thank you. Bye. Don't just be like, why would you fire? No. You know? You got that crazy ex, you know? It's just like, fine, then just leave. Like, alright, deuces, bitch. Like, I'll just do what you said. Like, yeah, there's always a solution to everything. Just a lot of people just not. Although we live daily in a tranquil and routine manner. Okay, I can't see that. But anyways, each moment seems to be intense and adventurous. The difference comes from our perspective on things, which at times is full of surprise and amazement. It almost feels like we have gone back to being a child when everything was a discovery and joy. Malachite facilitates meditation on the emotions of childhood. Did we feel protected or insecure as a child? What do we miss from our childhood? Are we tied too strongly to our past? Or it could be just someone who makes you feel your inner child. You never know. But again, it improves verbal expression and the understanding of things. It reduces fear of the new and the different and removes the egoism. That could help someone. Yes. And damn, wisdom of shadows. There's 5 cards. Anyways, the bottom is wisdom. TUVWXYZ. I am wisdom embodied. All the wisdom I need is accessible to me, through me, and within me. Anyways, wisdom is not equivalent to how much information we have or how much we know. That is funny, which is true. Which is true. It's just like when you like learn about something, like you hear about it versus experiencing it, you know? There's a difference. Just like when people say, oh yeah, Vegas is this, Vegas is that, they hype you up and it sounds really great. You know, but then you go there and as a matter of fact, it's like, Statistically, yes, it's a fun time, but realistically, it's just, I really was like, yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't know, it really is like a adult playground with alcohol and drugs. But to embody wisdom is to hold the knowing that there is much to be learned and curious about that is far underneath the surface of information. Wisdom keepers will share what they know from their own experience rather than a projection of absolute truth. And they will also share that there is much they do not know. We cultivate wisdom by letting inquiries move within our own being and allowing our experiences to transform us from the inside out. We don't receive wisdom from books. We receive it from living and from the alchemy of how we sit with information and translate it through our bodies. Energetically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Wisdom comes from letting insight move through us. Think about ways that you sit with knowledge, information, insight, and wisdom. Think about life experiences that have brought you deep wisdom. And maybe consider ways to be in deeper exploration of your own shadowy corners to receive more of your own innate wisdom. But again, allow wisdom to rise up. For the only way up, it goes through your heart, and guess what? That's what's going to guide your way. So what do you got to lose? Where have you been valuing information over wisdom? And how can you gain wisdom from the shadows? Are you really seeing things clearly? Sensuality. I freely enjoy the pleasure of my body and my senses. I feel it open to all layers of my sensual expression. We are so blessed to have this gift of our own senses. Our skin, our nerve endings, our touch, sight, sound, taste, and smell. Sometimes using our senses can become more of an automatic response rather than an intentional way of being for the sake of efficiency in life. It isn't always time to slow down and enjoy the pleasures of being human. The way we allow ourselves to enjoy our own pleasure reflects in how we partake in sensual and sexual pleasure with others, and vice versa. Ultimately, our senses are ours, and they are portals to enjoyment, bliss, ecstasy, and delight. But remember, pleasure is not always sexualized. When a person eats chocolate, you're like, chocolate, yeah. Or like the people who are singers, and when they sing that song, that's their song, and they're like in it, and they're like, yeah, this is my song, bitch. You know, that's also a different kind of pleasure. When people, you know, they like fast cars and they hear, you know, oh, and they hear certain engines just roaring and just, oh, not that EV bullshit, but just, yeah, just, but just, but just, there's different kinds of things. But people always take sensuality and sexuality and always throw them together. I'm like, no, it's not always like that. The sensations within our body that feel good aren't always sexualized. Just like another non-sexual, you know, good feeling is when you wake up and you take your first morning dump. It feels great. You're like, fuck yeah, this is... Or after you drank your first cup of coffee, you're just like, yeah, and I can start my day. You know? People don't think about those things in that way because it's not normal. But that doesn't make it, you know, not. But again, the way we allow ourselves to enjoy our own pleasure reflects in how we partake in sensual, and it can also be sexual pleasures with others and vice versa. But again, if we have experienced anything else, you know, that could also distort pleasures, that can be, you know, trauma, objectification, shame, abuse, or any sort of emotional or mental harm, you know, then that can easily affect the way we enjoy these things. You know, if a person's eating chocolate for their enjoyment, they're like, well, bitch, you're getting fat, you need to maybe lay off the chocolate. And then they're like, oh fuck, oh yeah. And then they don't eat chocolate and enjoy their days how they usually do because, you know, someone made them feel guilty about doing that shit. It is time to reclaim deeper layers of how we please ourselves. So reflect on ways you receive enjoyment through your senses. Even like one of them is like, even when you feel heard, you feel good. Again, that's what I said. Everyone always tries to sexualize sensuality when that's never really the case of, you know, the sensual aspect of things. It's really about the closeness. But again, notice any ways you feel resistant to sensual flow. Or even when you're like, when you put on your favorite outfit and you're like, ooh, I look good, you know, the buoy looking on point, you know, and everything, just like, yeah. Like, you know, it's even doing those things like that. But when someone pinpoints like, oh, well, you know, if they could say whatever kind of dumbass comment, like, oh, I've seen booties bigger than that, or like, oh, like, you know, just it could be anything. Oh, I've seen better jackets, or oh, I've seen this, or what are those, you know, stupid shit like that. It doesn't matter. Don't let that destroy your confidence because other people, you know, don't like it. Who cares? If how you see yourself really does rely on other people's, then you're not a person. You're just a thing. A thing trying to be something. That's why you're a thing. A some thing. Some kind of thing. But anyways. Doubt. I trust that doubt carries wisdom and is on purpose. I look within my doubt to learn and oh my gosh, to learn and discern. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do some laundry. I spilled my drink. Oh, what? Oh, hold on. Oh. You know what? It's out of my control. We're good. We'll do it later. Anyways. Doubt is part of our brain's consistent analysis system. It's literally our mind's job to assess each situation so that it may inform us. When we lose ourselves in the cycle of our minds questioning and overthinking about ourselves, it can create a cycle that keeps us from living our fullest freedom. We can doubt our own validity and worthiness, instincts, knowledge, ability, or skills. Especially in this day and age when comparison is alive. It's like, I don't have enough money like this person does, so I must be worthless. Okay, you know what, Spirit? We're fighting. If you wanted me to fight, you picked the right day, because I'm pulling up my sleeves. The motherfuckers. That was literally like a self-reflection to myself. I hate it because I don't realize I say these things until they're said. And I'm like, oh. Whatever. But anyways. When we doubt, we might feel fear or an inability to move forward because of some uncertainty and our own ability to get it right or be good enough. It just made me think of Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where she's like, she finds out, like, because Scott breaks up with her, and, like, because he was, you know, with Ramona, even though he forgot to break up with Knives first. Undecisive little bitch. Anyways, but, it's just, I think it was like she was hanging out with her sister or something like that, or a friend. I was assuming it was her sister, but like she's talking about her. She's like, oh my gosh, she's like practically 25. And it's just like, oh no, she's like, he dumped me for some fat ass hipster chick. She's like practically 25. Because she was like, she was younger. She was much younger. Like in the movie, she was, still in high school. But like, but she was going to graduate. And she's like, I didn't even know what real music was, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, ooh. So, oh, good evening. Come here, darling. Come here. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You want to say hello? You want to say hello? Say meow meow. You hear his purse? Say meow meow. Say meow meow. He said, no, bitch. What do I look like? Get it. But anyways. So, it becomes a problem when we start to take doubt's words for its rather than seeing doubt for what it really is to be. And that's when, again, when you let doubt consume you and overpower you, it really serves no good purpose in any way or any situation or decision. So in actuality, that equals to self-harm. Yes, doubting is a passive way of self-harm. It doesn't do you any good at all, in any way. So, it is vital to build a living relationship with our inner dialogues. Notice how doubts show up. Speak it, share it, allow it to become more conscious in order to repattern your relationship with it. We build potent confidence when we allow ourselves to move forward even when we feel doubt. One tiny step at a time, proving that our doubt wasn't all-knowing after all. But again, to get rid of all that doubt, what you gotta do? Let go. Letting go. I sink deeply into the sacred opening of surrender. I let go of the need to control and create space for ease. Letting go and create space for letting in. There is a certain amount of control that can feel good, knowing we have the sovereign choice and discernment, being responsible for action/outcome, and receiving rewards for making choices. Perhaps we have experienced being part of circumstances that were out of our control, or have felt like it was like to lose control, because that's also an issue. Hold on. You didn't have to do all that. Anyways, I feel like a lot of people, that's a really mean way of saying it, but it's kind of, when you are used to having such a large amount of control, you realize that you only make yourself equally unhappy. Because then now, because you're trying to control everything, you have to control time. You have to control the schedule of things. You have to control the outcomes of things. You have to control the conversations. You have to control the ideas. You have to control the desires. So you have to control how you feel. You have to control this. Control. So when does it end? And each part of that is stressful because you're expecting a certain result out of everything. And when you have too many expectations of results out of many things and nothing ever actually comes through, you're left to just suffer in depression. All because you were so high-strung on something that you weren't supposed to be high-strung about. You're supposed to just let it naturally flow. But because you kept trying to control it, this is the reason why it never came through. That's the lesson about control. The whole lesson is letting go and letting God sometimes. Because the more you keep trying to, it's like that rope. Instead of just letting it go, you're just letting it hurt more and more around your wrist. But the reason why people can't let go because they don't understand the risks that will happen behind it. For risks can be too great. But even with that, no risk, there's no reward. So, we can then become hypervigilant as a natural safety response mechanism. It is also likely that we have witnessed polarized aspects of control. Our world is actually filled with examples of excess control, force, brutality, manipulation, corruption, rather than healthy balance, friendliness. Letting go can seem terrifying in some cases, while letting go can feel like I'll not be in control at all. Sometimes it's not about being in control. Sometimes it's about letting things unravel to how it's supposed to be. Think about where you can bring in more ease to create space for new possibilities. There is more we can't control than that which we can. So how can we let go just to be happy? That's why it says you deserve love. Bring love into the situation recovery. It's because you can't give yourself that love. Is why love can't come to you. In order to seek something, you have to give it to yourself. In order to seek wisdom, you have to have the ability to receive wisdom. And yeah, just like when you let go, you close certain doors so new doors open. We got connection. I open to a deeper sense of connection with myself. I embrace deeper intimacy and trusted connections. That's what I'm saying. It's not about the sexual. It's more intimate. It's just, again, like bonding. But again, meaningful connections require vulnerability, truth, authenticity, expression, communication, courage. Honestly, just willingness, really. If we want to cultivate a healthier balance within our connections, then there has to be change. You can't expect, better results with the same tactic. In the first place, we have to look within, is within ourselves. If we are willing to see our own barriers, we can begin to navigate around the complex intricacies of the connections. When we feel something complex coming up, or like just anything difficult really, what is your go-to response? What do you get out of it? Is it healthy or harmful? Was there a better way around it or not? We all have patterns of how we respond to communication and connection. If we wait for others to make the move or speak the unspoken or fix it, then sometimes we may wait eternally. But again, let's remember to honor others the way we want to be honored. You wouldn't want someone to come up to you all sideways talking crazy shit or having a bad tone with you. Okay, then don't go to other people all crazy sideways with aggressive tones or anything like that. Again, how can you get something that you're not even giving? And even when you feel insecure, like you can't get these things, challenge yourself as to why you limit yourself. Because again, I still see the whole wisdom versus intellect. Because like, even when people, let's say a person goes through college and they learn all these things. Yes, they're now smart. They learned within whatever they studied about. But they really learned no innate wisdom on how to take care of themselves. Just because they have knowledge, it doesn't make them wise. It just makes them smart. But even smart people make unwise decisions. So wisdom really doesn't have anything with intellect. So even when people study whatever the fuck they want to study, it really doesn't give them wisdom until they go through the experiences. But I feel now is the time to trust yourself. And even if you can't trust yourself, because I know a lot of people can, realize where your intention's set. Because where that goes is how your life goes. If your intentions are bad, your life is bad. If your intentions are good, your life is good. If your intentions are neutral, then all will be neutral or worse. You've seen the patterns, you're now familiar. And you need to trust of these things that are yet to come. Trust in your ability of making decisions, even if you can't make a good one. Trust that it will all be fine. Trust that you will get what you need. Because again, once you believe that you won't, you won't. And you will manifest any kind of way so you don't get what you want if you don't believe you are going to get what you want. And this cycle ends now. It's not because of this reading. The cycle's been ready to close. The only reason why it hasn't closed is because you can't take the risk of jumping through it before it closes. If you don't jump through it, you're going to stay in that realm. And me and everybody else, I'm going to be like, doses, bitch. It takes courage to call in the correct things. And you have to give that love back to yourself in order to sustain the balance. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to help everyone the fuck out, but not help myself. How does that help anyone? You just show everyone that you can be ran down and treated like a stick in the mud. So, that's the clarity. Find the moments, the people, the places that feel like home. Take the time to recharge. And it's not really about looking for the signs. When they happen, when it happens. When you look too hard for them, you'll never really see them how they should be, but how you want them. That's why a lot of my posts, I'm like, I don't understand what this means, or I don't know who this person is, or what that has to do with anything. But again, sometimes it's not about you. It's not about me. It's just how it's meant to be. So celebrate when you do have those wins. You know, it's the weekend, you want to kick back and relax, fucking do that. Who is anyone to tell you you can't relax? Relax. And that's the self-indulgence about that. Some people always feel like, well, I'm always too busy doing everything else. I don't get time for myself. You need to then make time for yourself. That's your lesson. Or if you're always doing everything for everybody else, do something for yourself. Do it unapologetically. Like, you know what? I'm going to the beach. I don't give a shit. Well, I mean, like, not everyone could go to the beach. It's an example. Like, I know not everyone can go to the beach, but, you know, like, y'all know what I mean. If you feel bad for making yourself feel okay, you're always going to be unhappy. That's you telling yourself you don't deserve to feel happy. And then if you're, you know, always complaining about not being happy, you really have to look right back at yourself. Well, we got the letters. We got, dear beloved, keep focused on the dream you hold in your heart. Focus on how you're feeling inside of your heart in every moment and seek reconciliation between what you desire and what is possible now. I want you to remember how even when you've been at the brink of destruction, you have always found a way to come back to yourself and to me. I want you to give yourself the credit you deserve. I am always watching over you. I am always lending my support to you in spirit. I see your daily accomplishments that no one claps for but you. I am so eager to see you continue to blossom, my love. I know you are frustrated with waiting for this process to complete itself. You are doing well to keep control of your desires and your emotions, but I can sense deep within you that you've given up on waiting for our love to manifest in this reality. Don't resist that transformation that is happening now, my love. There are some deeply hurtful energies that you are still carrying in your subconscious, and it relates to your childhood and your parents. It's time for you to finally allow this pain to transmute into something that is better for you. Once this occurs, you will no longer attract partners who trigger you or bring up old emotional wounds from your tragic and hurtful upbringing. I've been working on trying to convince you to choose joy. I know it's difficult for you with all your soul memories of scarcity and or persecution. I want you to know that you deserve to have joy in your life. You deserve the passions of participating in a life that is all yours. I want you to create many worlds and dwell there in your heart. I want you to create art and infuse the world with uninhibited wonder. Please forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made and still make. Remember that there are never any mistakes, only choices. That leads us to lessons. These lessons refine you, my love. They open you so that you may create even more expansive realities. Do you hear me speaking to you in each moment? I am always here. That tiny nudge in the deepest part of your heart and soul is where I dwell. You are my home, and I will never leave. I'm lovingly urging you towards the key to reaching me. The mystery of who I am is simpler than you think it is. The secret to manifesting our love is even more simple, and the power is all in your hands. So thank you for existing. I love you. You're forever. So again, the only one stopping you is you.